Good evening. I'd like to call to order the Board of Directors meeting for Piedmont Community Charter School by reading our mission statement. The mission of Piedmont Community Charter School is, Piedmont Community Charter School is a tuition-free K-12 school that offers a superior college preparatory educational option for this community and its families. I'd like to take a moment of silence to get us started. Okay, first up on our agenda is public comments. I want to read our public comment guidelines. Public comments allow stakeholders of PCCS to address the Board of Directors in a public forum. We encourage public comments at board meetings and ask that you respectfully follow the guidelines. Number 1, public comments are traditionally limited to 3 minutes. Number 2, the board president may or may not ask clarifying questions. Number 3, public comments should be respectful and addressed to the board as a whole. Number 4, the president of the board may or may not respond to the comment during this board meeting. So first I would like to ask Wanda Kane to come up. That mic should be good. Yeah, if you want to come up to there. And we're going to have Ms. Rogers to keep our time for us. So if you hear the alarm go off, that's all it is, okay? All right.
My name is Wanda. I'm a first year here. I have an 11th grader and a 6th grader. First of all, I want to say you run an excellent school. They come from other schools, and they're really excelling this year. They're doing really great. The reason I'm here is because we had an incident in the middle school last week where my 6th grader got suspended, and I'm not really about this. The story is very, like, I was told that the vice principal saw the whole incident and was unprovoked. My kids swore up and down that he was bullied, that the kid got up beside of him and hit him, you know, and he said, "You're not going to do anything." And so my kid hit him back. And then I talked to Mr. Benfield. He said he looked at the tape, he didn't see anything, but my kid is like, "I swear to you," and I will go over there and look at that tape and point it out. Like, I don't know, but here's my problem. Bullying is everywhere. I don't think it's exclusive to your school. I feel like it's in every school. It's everybody has to deal with it. It's hard to control it because the bullies know when the teachers are not looking. The kids that retaliate seem to get punished, and the kids are not, you know, and then they got new problems. You know, they got new material to pick on these kids with. "Haha, I got you suspended and nothing happened to me." So my question to you is, what do I do? Because, I mean, he went back to school yesterday, and they thought everything is fine yesterday. He didn't have any problems. But where do we go from here? That if this happens again, how would you have me address my child for that? That's my first question. And second, he got suspended for 3 days. This kid has never gotten in trouble in his life. I feel like 3 days is a bit excessive. He did fight back, so I get it, he needs some discipline. I just feel like it was a lot. But that's over and done, like that was last week. So I guess really I just want to focus on where do we go from here? Like, what would you tell your child to do?
So this is, we don't typically respond back and forth, like this is for comments only. So just, where are we at on time?
49 seconds.
Okay. So if you have something else to say, like now's the time to say it, but this is not the forum for us to have a conversation back and forth.
Advice, like, I mean, you guys have been here, right? You guys have kids in school. You guys have no advice for me.
This is just not the forum to do it. So I understand what you're saying, but this is just not the forum to have a conversation about that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Kristen Balanos, I'm going to say it wrong, I'm sorry. Balanos? Balanos. Okay, I'm sorry.
So I know I only have 3 minutes. Don't start my timer yet. I know I only have 3 minutes, and I actually typed up what I'm going to say, and it takes me 7 minutes to say it. Can I have 7 minutes? If not, that is okay, because I have typed it up, and I actually have a copy for each of you. So can I pass that out before I speak? 2 questions, sorry.
Yeah, let's stick to 3 because we gave her 3 and that's what we do, but you can pass it
Can I
out.
give you my paper before?
Yeah.
Is that fine? How many? 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
you want, here, I'm gonna ask to wait till we all get.
Okay, no
so
problem.
you don't have to. We're all focused. Okay, we're good.
Ready? Okay. Can you hear me? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, good evening. My name is Kay Bolanos. I'm an attorney. I'm a Gaston County resident. I have a mom, wife. I've got 3 kids at Piedmont. I have 1 child at each campus. And I'm here today, just like Wanda said, Piedmont's a great school. There's a reason we're here. We love it. We've had great experiences with the teachers and the staff at all the campuses. But I'm here today because there was an incident with my son last week at the middle school. He's a 6th grader there. And again, like I told you guys, I've written my little script here, so I'd appreciate if you guys could take a look because I can't cover everything in 3 minutes. But I do want to highlight a couple things. So I received a call from Ms. Barnes last week that my 6th grader had done some property damage and was going to be suspended for 3 days, and that I needed to pick him up that day. If I did, I think his suspension would start that day and he could come back Monday. I was unable to pick him up because I've got a really busy schedule, so he served in-school suspension that day and then a 3-day out-of-school suspension afterwards, so 4 total days. I asked her, do you have a photo of the damage? Can you tell me a little bit about more what happened? I didn't get a ton of information, but I wasn't happy with what I heard. So I emailed Mr. Renfield and Ms. Barnes and Ms. Dobbins, the teacher whose class he was in, to get some more information about it. Those emails are all attached in there, so you can take a look at it. And I asked why the 4-day suspension. I felt like it was egregious for what he had done. There's a photo of the damage that he did to the wall. It's in your packet. It's like a 2-inch smiley face. He poked a couple holes in the drywall with a pencil. Okay, so not a ton of damage, and I'm not excusing his behavior. I do believe he should be punished for it, but I felt like 4 days was egregious. I looked up the policy because Ms. Barnes says, well, that's the policy. So being a lawyer, I went to go look, what's the policy say? And there is discretion within that policy. There's parent notification, there's, I think it's 3 to 10 day suspension, restitution, law enforcement referral, and then I think like long-term suspension, something like that. So there's a scale of what can happen to a child when they damage school property. I felt like what the sentence that my son was given was overboard. And I felt like when I reached out to the school, I didn't get a response. It didn't feel well received. It felt like it fell on deaf ears. So I reached out to the local Facebook group to see if other parents felt the way I did. And again, in that packet that I provided to you, you can go ahead and page through there. There are many parents who feel like their children are either their concerns aren't heard by the school. There seems to be a common thread, and it seems to be Ms. Barnes at the middle school. If you read those comments, there are also parents who are praising Piedmont, saying the elementary is great, the high school is great. Just wait till your kid gets to high school, it's going to be amazing. And I've had those experiences too. But it does feel like there is a common denominator at the middle school, and it seems like it's an issue that should be addressed. And if you read the rest of what I wrote, there are some action items in there that I'm asking the board to take a look at. I know this isn't, and I'm almost done, I promise. I know this isn't the place to get a response, but there are action items in there. So I guess my question would be, should I come back to the next month's meeting, or how do we move forward as far as communication back and forth?
So if you go to our website, there is a grievance process.
I did see that.
I think it's under the board section, so that would be the best route moving forward.
Fill out the grievance form?
Yeah.
Okay, and then that's how we communicate back and forth as far as what my issues are and what I,
Right, that's
what
how
I
it
would
kind
like to
of
see
progresses
happen.
from there, yeah.
okay, I wasn't sure if that was for specific teachers or, but okay, I'll
No.
take a look at the form.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next item.
And won a $2,500 college scholarship. In recognition of her achievement, Laura had the opportunity to travel to St. Louis University to to speak at the Optimus International World Championship, and we are very proud of Laura. She represented Piedmont very well. Next, Piedmont had the largest ADM to date, 1,964 students, and we are full. That is our goal number, to be full. Last year's ADM was 1,941. We want to thank all of our parents whose children were present on the first day of school.
Thank you, it's great news. Next on the agenda is approval of previous minutes that are in everybody's packet. Were there any questions or corrections? No? Okay, if I can get a motion to approve the August 20th minutes as presented.
Make a motion, we approve the board of directors minutes on August 20th.
Second.
Seconded, okay. Any further discussion? Nope. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Nope. Okay, motion passes unanimously. Okay, moving on to reports. We'll start off with treasurer and finance.
Thank you very much. Should have 2 pages in your packet. I want to start with the budget report. This is for August 1st to the 31st. Some month-to-date activity in terms of revenue. State revenue was $1,102,559.92. Total local revenue, $50,104.34. Federal revenue, $94,337.02. Total fund balance appropriate, $25,503.47. Leaves us with total revenue for the month, $1,273,504.75. That is against our total expenses of $1,440,855.40. Leaves a net deficit of $167,350.65. Other income from our investment account, $50,877.31. Leaves us with a net deficit of $116,473.34. And we hope to have a final budget maybe by October. So when we get that, we'll bring that forward. Any questions on the budget report? All right. I want to move on to the surplus and cash report. As of August 30th, 2024, operating account had $3,051,553.59. Student activity account, $53,601.48. Investment account, $2,910,792.42. Petty cash of $1,000 leaves us a total of $6,016,947.49. Anticipated cash position, our unaudited number on 6/30/2024 was $7,384,000. Current year budgeted surplus, $804,095.56. And then, as we spoke last week about moving dollars to our repair and replacement account at U.S. Bank, you'll see that as a minus of $400,000. Less fund balance appropriations of $105,000 leaves us with expected cash and investments on hand, 6/30/2025 of $7,299,479.56. You back out our investment account of $2,910,792.42. Leaves us expected cash available on 6/30/2025, $4,388,687.14. And then our U.S. bank accounts, ending balances on the far right, our bond fund, $298,641.47. Debt service reserve fund of $1,794,059.97. As we discussed, the repair and replacement account, $400,001.59. Leaves us total bond proceeds held at U.S. Bank, $2,492,703.03. Any questions on the surplus and cash report? All right. I think that's all that I have.
All right, thank you. Moving on to head of school report.
All right, first I have the compliance submission report for you. So compliance items that are uploaded to the Office of Charter Schools, we had to submit our instructional hours or days requirements. The school met the required number of instructional hours or days in accordance with the law, 1,025 hours or 185 days at a minimum. That was submitted on September 5th. And for our bond loan requirements, there was nothing this month. Next, I have the enrollment report. So as of October the 10th, we had 1,963 students enrolled. K-4, we had 681. 5th through 8th, 652. And at the high school, 630.
I just want to take a moment to recognize that we're full.
Yes.
That's been a goal for a long time. So,
Yeah.
everybody
All right, next you have the withdrawal report in front of you. We just had a few between the last board meeting and this board meeting. And the personnel report is next. We did hire some employees. So at the elementary campus, we hired Valerie Rice as the EC teacher at the elementary campus, Brittany Dixon, first grade teacher assistant, and Mary Lopez, kindergarten teacher assistant. At the middle school, Laura Martin, who is a school counselor. And I do need approval for those contracts, please.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve the personnel report?
Make a motion to approve the personnel report as presented.
I've got a second. Is there any further discussion, questions? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. And last, I have the 2025-2026 academic school calendar. We will be switching to, I lost it, Infinite Campus. I almost said Infinity. I knew that was wrong. Infinite Campus next year. We're being in part phase 2 of the state's rollover to Infinite Campus, and they need a calendar fast as they set up next year's calendar on Infinite Campus.
That's to replace Power Schools, correct?
And that is replacing Power School, yes.
So
So this calendar is very similar to this year. We're starting the same day as Gaston County.
that was, I was going to ask on this. I mean, they don't have their guidance out.
They do.
They do.
Did a 2 years.
They did, so this is pretty daggone close to.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's the dates we need that are close, yes.
Gotcha.
Do you have any questions? Can I get a motion to approve the calendar?
I make a motion to approve the academic calendar for 2025, 2026.
Second.
Any further discussion? Okay, all in favor? Any opposed? Okay, calendar is approved.
All right, so the 2 items on our calendar are October 5th. We have board strategic planning from 8 a.m. to noon. And then October 15th is our next board meeting.
Thank you, Ms. Killen. Next on the list is Enrichment Committee report. Ms. Largent is not here tonight. Next up is athletics.
That is me. Athletics. Oh, we are off to a great season. Middle school volleyball is currently 6-0 on the season, 2-0 in the conference, defeating Gaston Day, Union Road, and Queens Grant. Middle school soccer team is currently now 5-0 with their latest win coming in about an hour ago. 3-0 in conference play. They've defeated Gaston Day, Matthew Charter, Greystone, and Jackson Day. Cross country has had one meet thus far at Union Academy. Boys and girls basketball tryouts will be on Tuesday, November 12th, and cheerleading tryouts will start on Monday, September 23rd. With high school, soccer, volleyball, and tennis are all currently number 1 in the conference, and we did receive the ejection-free award for 23-24 in the Wells Fargo Cup for our conference. So this is the first year we've ever won that, so we are off to an outstanding athletic season.
That's amazing.
That's all I got.
Okay, thank you. Next up is facilities committee reports. In your packets, you guys will see 2 quotes from GSM Services. So we've talked about this a couple of times, the bond requirements that we have. They came back and said we need to do a needs assessment for all 3 campuses. So we did that, and we're kind of working through what they suggested for us to repair. So first, I would like to talk about the GSM quotes. This is for the middle school roof. So if you kind of flip through the first few pages, there's several pictures of the condition that it's in. I think we've known for a long time that this needed to be addressed, but this just kind of makes it hit home a little more. It is a metal roof, so every time it gets super hot, it expands, contracts, with the weather. And also it is 30-some years old. It was built in the 80s when that Winn-Dixie was Winn-Dixie. So it is time. So we got 2 different quotes. One is to put a coating on, and one is to completely replace the entire roof. So Facilities Committee met, and our recommendation to the board is to go ahead and replace the entire roof. If we do the coating, you'll see it's $135,980. That's a 10-year Band-Aid, and then we'll have to turn around and replace it completely after that. If we go ahead and do the roof retrofit, is what they called on this quote, that's good for 20 years, and then we won't have to do any, it's, in my mind, in the Facilities Committee, it just made more sense to do it that way. That is under warranty, so if we have any leaks or anything like that, they come out, take care of all that. So Mr. Benfield can attest to the need for this for sure. So that's one part of what we're going to vote on. Also, another need that was addressed on that list was the 3rd Avenue house at the elementary campus. The boards on the front porch need to be replaced and repainted, or the new ones painted. And we're going to install gutter guards on the current gutters that are up. And so that total is $8,240. So our recommendation is to approve the 3rd Avenue house for $8,240, and then approve the roof retrofit for the middle school campus, which is $354,300. This money will be funded out of that U.S. Bank capital needs account. So we're not, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
We won't be asking for money for the operations. We've already set that money aside for these projects.
Whichever way we go, what's the timing when we look into the work? When would it be done, during the summer, I'm guessing?
Yeah, that's our goal. I mean, we got to talk to them about how long they think. I mean, we kind of threw out, I don't know that it would be done over Christmas break. They have to take the HVAC units off and that whole thing. So it looks like it'll be a summer 25 project.
Gotcha.
For sure.
So GSM is the only option that we have. Was there any other company that we got quotes from, or that?
We did not get another quote for the roof, to my knowledge. GSM, we're a preferred customer with them, so we reached out to them first. So this is the only one that we have right now.
And they've done work at our other 2 campuses.
Yeah, we've
Often.
got contracts.
I mean,
Yeah,
right.
service contracts for sure.
Gotcha.
They did the roof here the elementary main building, the elementary mobile unit. And they are our preferred vendor. We've been with them for 10 years. And this was maybe $40,000 more than a quote we got like 4 years ago.
Yeah, we had a pre-COVID quote of like 300,000. So we were expecting this to come back at least 500, right? Like, I was shocked when it came back at this. And that's another reason I was kind of like, I think we should just go ahead and do it, you know, versus I have no idea what it would be if we waited for 10 years to replace it after this kind of Band-Aid thing was up, you know.
I'm sorry, can you clarify for me where the boards on the front porch needed to be repaired? Where, is that at the middle school campus as well?
Elementary, that's just elementary, yeah.
Elementary. And that's the gutter guards as well? And is that GSM too?
No, this is through Kenneth Champion. I'm sorry, we did not have a copy of that in your packet. I'm sorry, but I can pass this around if you need to see it.
I thought I'd missed it. Thank you.
Yeah, that's okay.
And this money you said is coming from the bonds?
No, for the U.S. Bank account that we set aside for capital needs,
For the
yeah.
capital needs. Thank you.
It's a metal roof now. What, with the retrofit, are we able to understand what it'll be after the retrofit?
Do you want to talk
It'll
to
be
that?
like the roof on this building,
Okay,
TPO.
I didn't know this.
I didn't either until we went through the construction.
Is it better than a
Oh,
metal
yes.
roof, I would
Oh,
imagine?
yes, it is.
Yeah, if you go to page 12 on that quote, it kind of explains more about the value of that option, a little bit more about what it entails.
And both the boards and that is coming from the money set aside
Right,
for the capital needs.
right. Do you have any more questions? This would need to be approved for us to move forward with getting that scheduled for next year.
These are two different votes, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I make a motion to approve the roof replacement for $354,000 as presented.
Second.
Okay, any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the roof replacement is approved as presented. Now we would need a separate motion for the Third Avenue House porch replacement.
I make a motion to approve the replacement for the floor joists and the decking boards on the front porch, as well as installing gutter guards on all existing gutters
Just include the total.
and the total would be $8,240.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, they are approved. Thank you. We do not have a governance committee report tonight since Michael is not here. So that concludes our meeting. The next board meeting will be on October 15th. Meeting is adjourned.